Are you ready?
What do you guys want to talk about?
Let me talk to you.
Yeah!
It's showtime, folks!
There we
Throwdown Nation, what is going on? It is a Wednesday evening, July 29th, 2026. We're rolling on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitch. It is episode 254 of the Throwdown. We are the community on the interwebs where we celebrate the art and the sport of professional wrestling with a strong focus on the indies, bringing you engaging and in-depth conversations with the best and brightest on the indie scene worldwide. I'm your host, Matt, and today we are throwing down with a wrestler based right here in the great state of Georgia. Welcome with me, the Hillbilly Beast, CJ Montana. How you doing, sir?
Woo! I'm great. Thank you so much for that intro. That was awesome.
Well, thank you. I've definitely been looking forward to this. You know, being here in Georgia, man, I love the Georgia scene, and anytime I get to have Georgia folks on the show, it just kind of hits different.
Yeah.
And for those of you watching live, let me direct your attention to the ticker that's running on the bottom of the screen. That contains all, or at least most, of CJ's social media accounts, along with mine. So do us a favor, if you aren't following or subscribed, take the time and go to each of the platforms and do so. It definitely helps both of us. And also, before we get started, I want to let everybody know if you have a question or comment, you can put it in the chat. Or if you're feeling brave and you want to actually ask your question in person, we have a, put the wrong one up. Let me move that. There we go. Anyway, down in the middle of the screen, there is a QR code, and if you scan that, you can actually log in audio only and ask your question or make your comment in person. It's kind of a new functionality, but it's something we're definitely excited about. The only thing we ask is that you mute any background audio and be at least reasonably civil in your conversation. So we'll go ahead and get started with the first and the most obvious question, and that is, how long have you been wrestling, CJ?
I've been wrestling for 4 years now.
Nice. And I know the answer to this, but for those that may not be as familiar with you, who trained you?
Quite a few people had a hand in training me. I like to credit Cody Rhodes, QT Marshall, Billy Gunn, Fari Morales, just to name a few. But a lot of people have pitched in over the years, and there's a lot of coaching going around. But, yep, I learned from those guys.
So pretty much Nightmare Factory.
Yes, that's right.
Gotcha. So you've definitely had a bit of a forest of learning trees to sit under, which, makes you all the more well-rounded. So it's definitely a good thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, in the early stages of your wrestling training, what would you say was the most challenging aspect of professional wrestling for you to kind of wrap your mind and body around? And what would you say surprised you the most?
I'd say the toughest thing for me, which I'm still learning, would have to be the in-ring psychology. Um, yeah, I mean, at first, when I first started training in wrestling, it took me a while to get it. I'm a bit hard-headed, you know, so
Yeah.
like, what am I doing here? This shit's hard. But eventually, I got it. And you learn every time you're out there in front of the crowd. You never stop learning, and it's such a satisfying feeling going out there and picking up a new trick or like just something to add to your belt. And what was the second half of that question?
Oh, what surprised you the most? When you actually started training, was there anything that you thought was going to be one way and it really wasn't?
Hmm. I'd have to say pro wrestling as a whole. I mean, before I got into wrestling, I was a huge fan. I like to just shield myself from the inner workings. Like, I like the documentaries, but I didn't dive too far behind the curtain. So when I actually started
Right.
reading, I'm like, this is this is what this entails. So there's a
Yeah.
little bit of a learning curve there.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't want to see too deeply into how the sausage is made.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
so did you come to professional wrestling with a previous athletic background? Had you done other sports or any other type of martial arts prior to taking up wrestling training?
Not really, actually. Like, I played some sports here and there over the years, like a little bit of soccer, a little bit of basketball. Um, I didn't even stick with amateur wrestling too much in high school. I wasn't there for too long. Um, I wasn't really a huge sports athletic guy growing up. I was more into gaming and the online scene as opposed to like athleticism. And I feel like in the long run, that's done me justice because I've avoided injuries and my body's just not as broken down. But yeah, you know, but now that I'm here, I try to take it serious.
Absolutely. So, taking a glance over at the Instagram chat, we've got a few people making their way in. We've got 209 Loca, a super fan from the West Coast, Northern California, and we've also got TJ Black joining us.
Hell yeah.
So you were mentioning that you've been a longtime fan. What would you say is your earliest wrestling-related memory?
The earliest wrestling related memory that sticks with me to this day,
Hmm.
I remember picking up this cassette from Blockbuster, and it had a lot of the classics, like Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon in the first ever ladder match,
Oh yeah.
you know, things of that nature. It was before the Attitude Era. It was that time period, and it really hooked me. That whole set. I was like, man, like I knew from then. I'm like, as soon as I get the chance, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So, what was the first live show you ever went to as a fan?
Ah, I have the exact date.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I actually, yeah. Let me see. Let me find it. I don't want too much dead space here on the air. Let me try to be quick about this.
Oh, take your time. I mean, we're among friends, so
Let's,
while you're looking, I've got to mention, you first got on my radar when I was at the 1FW show in Buford at the motorcycle dealership. And, I had recently had Terry Lawler on, and I was talking to him at the show, and he actually was the one that basically said, you need to get CJ on your show.
Oh
And
wow.
I love
Terry.
Terry to death. He is just such a good guy. And and his recommendation was enough for me. I was like, consider it done. I've definitely got to get him if you're vouching. So,
Shout out to the homie Terry. He's a real one.
man, he is, and like I said, a good guy, a guy that loves the business, and a guy that's been around and done it all.
Yeah. I found the date.
What is it?
So my sister, for my 8th birthday, she got me tickets to Monday Night Raw. So the first wrestling event I attended was Raw, and it was November 17th, 2008, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow,
That's the one.
very cool, very
Yeah,
cool.
super cool in
So,
person first time.
oh, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, the first live show I went to, I'm a good bit older. I'll be 57 in September, so I'm Terry's age basically. Um, but my first live show, I've been a fan since I was 11. But my first live show, I was actually in college, and where I went to college, the closest big city was Chattanooga, Tennessee. And so some buddies of mine from my dorm and I went down to the 1991 Halloween Havoc pay-per-view at the UTC Arena in Chattanooga. So it was a WCW show, and it was just a lot of fun. The main event was like this House of Horrors cage match, and it ended up with Abdullah the Butcher getting put into an electric chair and mock electrocuted. It was it was wild.
Yeah, it was probably quite the scene. Like, what the
No
hell's going
doubt,
on
no
here?
doubt. Yeah. So, the physical side of this is all obviously extremely important. So, tell us a bit about your gym routine, and in your mind, what would you say are the most crucial exercise or group of exercises that you use to keep in ring shape?
Okay. First of all, cardio is very important. I've
Yes.
learned that. You can't cut cardio out. You can try, but you'll be sorry for it later. So
Yep. You
want to
will
run from
blow
that.
up.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as training, I mean, as long as you hit the gym, you're consistent. You hit all your muscle groups, like even legs, even especially legs.
Yep. Don't
You
skip
can't go
leg day.
wrong. Absolutely not. And it's good to have a healthy mix. Like you want weight training, you want calisthenics, you need cardio, proper sleep, dialed in diet. And as far as consistency goes, it's really easy for me to lock in if I have a goal in mind. Like if I have something coming up, if there's a big show, boom, easy. I'll work out every day. But if there's nothing to shoot for, I might lack a little bit on the diet. I might cut myself some grace, but for the most part, I'd say it's pretty easy to just stay tunnel vision locked in.
Absolutely. So, what is your guilty pleasure cheat day snack of choice?
Hmm. I'd probably have to say chocolate or popcorn, pizza, if you want to count pizza. Um, Sour gummy worms. Yeah,
Nice.
that's my top three. That's the trifecta.
Very cool. Very cool. So, away from wrestling, what are some of your hobbies and interests? What do you like to do with whatever spare time you might have? You had mentioned gaming. What else kind of rings your bell?
Other than gaming, this might sound surprising, but I actually enjoy cleaning nowadays. So that's one. It
That's
throws me off.
cool.
Yeah. Um, I also I like getting the heart racing. I like going out and running, hiking, discovering new trails. Um, I do like working out, even outside of wrestling. It's therapeutic, lifting weights, listening to your music, just taking your time, doing your thing. You're in your world. I just stick to my routines. I don't tend to stray too far away from from what I like to do. I just like hanging out, having a good time. That's all there is to it.
That works. That works.
Can't go wrong there.
So we're obviously mostly a wrestling related show, but we do dabble a little bit into pop culture, and I'm always looking for recommendations. So by any chance, are you watching or listening to anything really cool right now?
I'm actually rewatching Breaking Bad. Have you seen Breaking Bad?
Yes. Oh, absolutely love it.
Yeah, I try. I'm not really one to watch shows or movies twice or play games twice, but when it's that damn good and enough
Yeah.
time has passed, I'll give it a rewatch for sure.
Yeah, I'm toying with the idea of rewatching The Sopranos.
Ah, I need to sit down and binge that show. I've tried over time to like watch. I've never finished it though. Like I'm probably still on the first season. That's a really good
Oh,
show.
dude. Yeah, you need to carve out the time, man. It is so good.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the middle of watching The Boys right now,
Mm.
and that's pretty good if you're into superhero type stuff.
I've only seen maybe like an episode or two of The Boys.
It's good.
Yeah.
Um, I'm in the middle of season 3 right now, and there's I think 5 seasons, and then there's a couple of spin-offs. So,
Uh, I've also been watching a bit of Rick and Morty as well. That's a favorite.
oh yeah, that's always a lot of fun. So we'll actually be doing this later, but one of the things we've done in every episode is we've let the current guest ask a question for the next guest. And one of my recent guests asked a question that was so cool that I've actually made it a permanent part of my repertoire. And the question that he asked is, if your wrestling career could be summed up in a movie, what movie would it be?
I'd have to say Scarface.
Nice.
That's what my name is based off of, Montana.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Very
say
cool.
Scarface. Get to the
Nice,
top,
nice.
no matter what, no matter who you hurt, get to the top. That's the American dream.
Absolutely. So, outside of wrestling, what person inspires you the most and why?
Outside of wrestling,
Yeah.
probably have to say my mom. She's the first person on my mind because of how far she's come in life with the cards she was dealt, and even where she is today. Say she's a pretty damn good role model. Who else inspires me?
Moms tend to be some of the best role models. Not all moms, but I would say more often than not, your mom is usually a pretty good go-to.
Yeah, can't go wrong there. At least not with mine.
Yeah. So, as I mentioned in the introduction, you're also based here in Georgia. What is your favorite thing about Georgia?
Mm. I'd have to say one of my favorite things is the artwork. Another is the activities. You can never run out of things to do here.
No.
Everything's pretty not close by, but everything's spread around. Like there's plenty to do everywhere, no matter where you are. I like the weather. Sometimes it snows. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's so hot that you're sweating buckets. You're like, I didn't know I could sweat this much. You know,
Yeah.
the weather's bipolar. So if you like that,
Oh.
move here. No, don't. Traffic insane.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's an old saying about Georgia weather. You know, if you don't like it, wait 15 minutes because it'll change. So they say that the best wrestling personas are usually kind of yourself turned up to 11. So tell us about in-ring CJ Montana, and kind of compare and contrast him with everyday you, and tell us how the persona has evolved over time.
Okay. So with CJ Montana, I'd say initially I was heel based, very leaning as the bad guy, you
Hmm.
know, because I see myself as Tony Montana in the wrestling world.
Yeah.
But recently I came to this epiphany that I kind of suck as the good guy because I'm never the good guy. So I don't have much experience there. So I've been trying to soul search and really, you know, enjoy the fruits of that side of me and just really get more experience on both sides under my belt just so I can see both sides so I'm more confident in the ring. I feel like that helps with that as well. um, so that's how it's evolved. I'd say I'm still finding myself as far as like personality in the ring. Like I have my quirks, I have my go-tos, I have my little things I do, but it's still being worked on. It's nowhere near done.
Well, the day you stop working on it is the day you stagnate, and the day you stagnate, a part of you dies, and you also become dangerous.
Wow.
So,
Yeah. Got to keep evolving. You have to.
absolutely. So, again, glancing over at the Instagram chat, we've got a few more people rolling in. We've got Lucha Biggie, we've got the Real King Benjo, and we've got my beautiful wife Julia hanging out with us.
Shout out to your beautiful wife, Julia.
Absolutely. I don't know where I'd be without her. We're coming up on 28 years. So,
There we go. Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you. So, tell us about your very first match. What was it like? How did it go? And what were your thoughts about it?
Oh man, I have a very positive outlook on my first match. So my first match, it was one of the showcase matches at the Nightmare Factory for Camp
Mm-hmm.
7. I was in a tag team match. It was me and Parker Lee versus the Warden and Jack Ledger,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the match was just laid out to a T. Like all those guys are super talented. The match was exciting, fast paced. There's a lot of adrenaline going on. My heart was definitely bumping because it's like shit's live, you know? Like this is it.
Yep.
This is it.
Absolutely. So, we've heard about the first one. Now, if you can narrow it down, tell us about your favorite match that you've been a part of.
Oh yeah. There's one match that always stands out, and it's because of the crowd. So we're actually going back in August 18th. So I'm really looking forward to that. It took place in a fraternity house of all places, which is one of the
Nice.
things I love. Yeah, about the indies, just super random
Yeah.
places to have these wrestling matches. But they were loud throughout the whole night. Like you could lock up, you could make your entrance, you could do anything, and they were just losing their minds. Like I always tell people when they ask, it felt like Hulk Hogan versus The Rock at WrestleMania. Like it was
Nice.
so fucking. They were loud, and it like as a wrestler, that's exactly what I want to hear. I don't care if you boo or cheer, as long as I hear you, having fun, having a good time, making noise. That's what I like to hear.
Absolutely. So, you've been doing this long enough that I'm sure you've picked up a few of these along the way. So, what would you say is your biggest wrestling related pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve.
Yeah.
I'll keep it simple. I'd say someone
Okay.
with poor hygiene, someone that smells bad.
You know, that is actually the most frequent answer to that question. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
and I've never trained in professional wrestling, but I did some training several years ago in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. and there was always one guy at the dojo that wouldn't wash his gi. and so I completely get what you're talking about. Yeah, if somebody doesn't smell good, you just don't want to be in close quarters grappling with them, and
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't smell good. Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And CJ Montana's got to smell good.
24/7, fresh, always.
So, if you could only be one, would you rather be great in the ring or great on the mic, and why?
Great on the mic, easily. Because me personally, when I watch wrestling, because I still do, I'm a fan. I gotta
Oh
study.
yeah.
I don't really care for a talented in-ring wrestler that can't talk. I'd rather have
Yeah.
someone that can sell me on the match. The match might not be great, but they hyped it up enough for me to get invested into the story. I'm like, I'll give this a shot. I feel like talkers just kind of have that oomph to them. Talkers are more wrestling than the wrestling itself. Like the promos, and the promos, a lot of the time they're relatable to real life too. So I feel like you can pick up a lot. And a lot of these guys are charismatic, like they got a tongue on them, and so it's cool to hear like throughout the eras, different promos and hype packages. I definitely enjoy like mic work as opposed to wrestling work in wrestling. Yeah.
For sure. So, over the 4 years you've been doing this, have you had any unusual or funny, memorable encounters with fans? Do you have any funny fan stories or unusual fan stories that have happened in your fan encounters?
Funny or unusual fan stories? Funny or unusual fan stories? Nothing sticks out as funny or unusual off the top of my head.
Well, that may be good. I mean, because yeah.
I'd say something a bit unusual. Whenever fans want to hang out, it's a bit like that's cool. That's fine, but like I'd rather not hang out with any fans. I'll
Right.
keep my business in the ring, and then I'll go home.
Yeah.
I'll do my thing.
Absolutely. So, do you have an all-time favorite match as a fan? Is there a match or matches that are kind of near and dear to your heart that you find yourself circling back to?
Off the top of my head, I have an all-time favorite moment,
Okay.
and that's when Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank at
Oh
WrestleMania
yeah.
31 against Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
That to this day is like my ears start moving. I get what The Rock does?
Yeah, the goosebumps.
I
Yep.
get the goosebumps on my arm. As far as a favorite match, I'm probably thinking like Stone Cold Rock, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, probably Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart.
Yeah.
That's what comes to mind. Those three.
So, piggybacking onto that question, do you have an all-time favorite promo as a fan?
All-time favorite promo as a fan. Off the top of my head, one that sticks out immediately, I wouldn't say this is my favorite of all time, but this one line in Stephanie Vacur's promo, she said something along the lines of, wrestling is universal. Like, you don't need to speak my language to understand my love and my passion for this. I'll show you in the ring. So that really stuck out to me. But as far as overall favorite promo, I don't think I have one singular favorite promo. Nothing's bubbling to the top right here. You know what?
That's fine. What?
No. I take that back.
Okay.
I'll take
What
it to
you
the
got?
cheesy side. DX when they ran down, when they got in trouble for cursing on air, and then they read the script, of all these profanities. That was
Oh
just
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah,
That was pretty funny.
yeah. So this question, the answer can literally almost change moment to moment, hour to hour, day to day. But at this very moment, in your opinion, who are the best male and best female wrestlers in the world? Who is the best man and who's the best woman in the business right now?
Uh, can I have a few answers here?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't. You don't have to say just one, but
Okay. So on the women's side of things, Io Sky sticks out. I love watching Io Sky. She is awesome. Another one, I love MJF. MJF, very solid.
yeah,
Very solid.
yes,
Who's on? Huge CM Punk guy, best in the world. So I'm gonna have to say CM Punk as well. I'm just gonna close it off right there. Those are my answers.
that works.
Yeah.
That works. So, in your opinion, what is the best storyline in wrestling right now?
Best storyline in wrestling. Best storyline going on in wrestling right now. Might need a refresher here. Best storyline in wrestling going right now. Probably, you know what? Grayson Waller just went down to NXT.
Yes.
That kind
I felt like that was almost Pipe Bomb Jr.
Yeah.
That was good
it's got me on
stuff.
my toes. Yeah, I'm excited to see what comes of this.
I am too, because he is somebody that I've always felt has been almost criminally underrated. I think the guy is loaded with talent and charisma, and they just really haven't done right by him. So yeah, I'm excited. That was fun.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm a little bit dumbfounded to like the lack of what he's done, overall.
I know. Hopefully, this is the start of something good for him.
Yeah.
So, and this can be present day or past. Who would be a dream opponent? Who would you love to have the opportunity to share a ring with? And it doesn't have to be just one. If you have a short list, you can go with that.
I've got 5 guys on my mind right now. CM Punk,
Okay.
AJ Styles, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Shawn Michaels. That's my 5.
That's a good list.
Yeah, thanks.
Man, you basically just carved out your own little Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, sure have.
So, in-ring chemistry is obviously a huge thing, in professional wrestling. So, do you have a person or persons that you would like to shout out that if you're working that person, it's going to be magic?
Easily the Warden. Easily. All my matches with him have been just top tier. I think our styles mesh well together, and whenever we have a match together, which isn't too often, but when it happens, I'm like, yeah, that's going to be good. This is going to be a good one.
Nice. So, what is your favorite move? What is something you just really enjoy doing? And then on the flip side of that, is there a move that you won't do or you would at least rather not do? And that can be giving or receiving.
One move I love doing is the drop kick. I think I have a pretty drop kick, so I like hitting it. I like showing it off, you know?
Nothing
Um,
wrong with that.
exactly. Like a standing drop kick, a springboard drop kick. I can do it all. One move I don't like taking, I don't like taking German suplexes, like belly to back, where you land
You
on
know,
your neck,
you're
shoulders.
yeah.
Aren't fun.
A lot of people hate Germans.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah,
Another one is the Samoan drop. You know, you gotta brace yourself for that one.
yeah, yeah. You know, I've brought this up a few times on the show, but as a fan, a move that I always kind of cringe when I see being set up for, and you don't see it much these days, is the vertebreaker. That move, it just always looks like there's so many ways that could go really bad. And I mean, I think the last vertebreaker I saw, it was actually Cody Rhodes working, I believe, Logan Paul. And Cody is somebody that, you can trust to do a vertebreaker safely. But I always just kind of get a little queasy when I see a vertebreaker getting set up for, because I'm just like, I don't want to see somebody die or get paralyzed.
Yeah,
So,
definitely not.
so you've been doing this 4 years, but you're a comparatively really young guy, so this may or may not apply all that much, but I'll ask it anyway, and that is, what hurts right now?
Yeah, my neck hurts, my back hurts. Um, the top of my shins, I wouldn't say they hurt. They're a little sore, but that's about it. Pretty short list. Something's always gonna be hurting, but pain level's kind of low right now. But you know,
Well, that's a good thing.
yeah, certainly.
So, over the time you've been doing this, what is the worst bump you have taken?
Off the top of my head, um, we mentioned the belly to back suplex where I'd land on my neck earlier. Those are never fun. That's probably the worst. It's probably the worst bump I've taken, just off memory. Um, Another one. Um, Brother was diving on me, a little splash from the top, and I tried to roll out of the
Mm-hmm.
way, and I couldn't get out on time. And so I don't know if you can even notice, but like this index finger, it like, do you see that? Like,
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a curve to it that it shouldn't
yeah,
have.
like it swelled up and it never went down, and I'm stuck with it now. And I never saw
Interesting.
anyone about it. Yeah, but yeah, it's something that's stayed with me.
Huh. Yeah, man. One of these days when you're at the doctor for something else, say, take a look at my finger. What do you think?
Yeah.
So, what is your take on the role that social media is playing as a promotional tool in wrestling, specifically indie wrestling?
I think it's great. I mean, if there's ever a time to be an indie wrestler, it's right now with social media and AI. I mean, if you want to be relevant, if you want to stay ahead of the game, if you want to increase your chances and go somewhere and be someone, you have to utilize like as much social media as you can. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now the story's different if you're a name, if you're signed, if you're known, but if you're on the come up, you have to utilize social media. There's no way around it. I'm all for it.
Absolutely. So, knowing everything you know at this point in your life, if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
I'd say don't give up no matter the circumstances. I'd say I'd also say just that's the biggest one. Don't give up. I'd Also, just maybe it's the one that sticks out the most. Like if I got 30 seconds, I'm telling my younger self that. Just dude, no matter what, do not give up. If you give up, you're not going to go anywhere, okay? If you keep going, right, no guarantees, but your chances they certainly go up.
Absolutely. So, do you have any pre-show traditions? Any things that you try to do consistently before you walk through the curtain?
Absolutely. So, I always try to stretch always before my matches, always. Before the curtain, even like sometime before that, I try to stretch plenty. I try to stay flexible and loose. I always spray myself up with water. Let's see. Sometimes I wet my hair as well. Other times I don't. Um, I also try to drink an energy drink before bell time. So those are my traditions. That's what I do.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So, give us a rundown of your gear bag. What all do you carry in your gear, and do you carry anything unique or unusual?
So I don't carry anything unique or unusual, but my gear bag obviously has my gear in it, which I need to wrestle. But apart from that, I have what are these things called? The teeth protectors. The boxers use them.
Yeah, like a mouth guard.
A mouth guard. I have a mouth guard in there I've kept for years that I never use, so I don't know why it's still in there. Um, I also have toothbrush and toothpaste for when I need to brush my teeth on the go, stay fresh 24/7.
Yeah,
Come on.
absolutely. CJ Montana's got to be fresh.
Always, always. Um, I also keep. Do I keep lotion in there? I don't think I do. Probably should. Um, I keep resistance bands in there. If I
Yeah,
manage not to lose them, I've lost, at least two now. What else?
yeah. You got a little. You got to get a little pump before you go out.
Absolutely, it's necessary.
Yep.
I keep a little bit of cologne in there. Let's see. I keep wrist tape. I keep baby oil. That's one I don't use. I don't use baby oil. I usually just spray myself up with water. Um, I have a vest that I keep in there. I haven't used it in like well over a year. Let's see. I also have a kimono. I might have taken the kimono out. Maybe not, but I haven't used the kimono in a while. But pretty sure that's it. Pretty sure that's it.
Nice.
Nothing too
Nice.
crazy.
So nothing too crazy, but it sounds like you do have some eclectic stuff in there, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, if nothing else, I've made you think about your gear.
Yeah, certainly.
So, like I mentioned earlier, something that we've done in all of these that's just been kind of fun is we've let the current guest pose a question for the next guest. And my previous guest is a wrestler down in Florida by the name of Damian Winters. And the question that he asked is, at this point in your wrestling career, what do you view as your ceiling, so to speak, and what steps are you taking to try to break through that ceiling?
My ceiling right now, I'd probably have to say traveling, especially outside of the country. And what steps am I taking towards that? Trying to save up some more money, trying to improve my connections, talk with people. Um, just really just buddy up with people. That's what I got to say.
Absolutely. You know, Speaking of that, as far as traveling and competing internationally, is there a country in particular that if you can wrestle there, you'll kind of feel like you've made it?
I'd probably have to say Puerto Rico. Definitely. If I wrestle in Puerto Rico, I would love that. That's a goal of mine.
They would love the CJ Montana gimmick,
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
one way to find out, right?
Absolutely. So, since this is part of a series, do you have a question you would like to ask to the next guest?
Yes, I do.
What you got?
What is your reason for wrestling? What's your end goal?
That is actually a really good question. How would you answer that? What's your end goal?
My end goal, I'd have to say legacy for sure. I mean, I don't know if I'll make it to that point, but I'd like to get better in the ring. I'd like to be in that conversation. I know I've got my ways to go, but legacy is what I care about, and also just straight up making it. Like I've always said, if I can make it to this place, I could do anything in life. And by this place, I mean WWE. But it's really like anywhere with national TV because there's more options nowadays. AEW wasn't growing up. They were a thing in 2019. So if I could make it to AEW, then I could do anything in life.
Absolutely.
And that's definitely
Nice. So during his farewell tour, John Cena kept bringing up the concept of leaving wrestling better than he found it. And that's something that really just kind of resonated with me. I just thought, well, what a cool thing to strive for. And you're still very young in your career. You've still got a number of years ahead of you. But what do you hope to do to eventually leave wrestling better than you found it?
I'd have to say always be kind to everyone. Always. No matter who they are, no matter what level they're at, just always be kind. And I hope other people resonate with that, stick with that. As far as leaving wrestling better than what I found it, I'd say I'd say just build a bond with those around you, those that you click with, because you spend a lot of time with those guys. A lot of the time, more time than you do with friends and family. So you're going to be seeing them a lot. Get used to it. Buddy.
Absolutely. So, before we wrap all of this up, I would actually like for the two of us to take a quick run through the match card for SummerSlam this weekend and get your predictions.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
So, this weekend obviously is WWE SummerSlam. It's going to be this Saturday, August 1st, and this Sunday, August 2nd, 6 p.m. both nights, coming out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And so what we're going to do is, like I said, take a look at both. Whoops, hang on. Both nights here. As far as I know, they've not announced a match order. So I've just kind of put both nights into an order that seemed logical to me. So night one, we've got a 6-man tag team match. LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys versus the Bloodline, consisting of Jacob Fatu and the Usos. Who you got?
Well, I got Jimmy, Jay, and Jacob because they're a well-oiled machine. I mean, they're on the same page. Logically speaking, they're probably going to win. Now, who do I want to win? Is Royce Keys, LA Knight, and Solo Sikoa. Because this is going to be entertaining. Super
Oh,
entertaining.
for sure.
Like, I want to see
For
how
sure.
this dynamic plays out. But
Yeah.
I don't see them coming out with a W. I just don't.
No, I don't either. Honestly, I see Solo turning on LA and Royce and rejoining the Bloodline.
hope
So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I completely agree with you. It's going to be a fun match.
Yeah, I like Solo. I like that he's kind of broken apart and he's doing his own thing now, and I hope it stays that way.
Yeah, I do too. But we'll just kind of have to see what happens. So 6-woman tag team match: the Bella Twins and Paige versus Fatal Influence. Who you got?
I got Fatal Influence winning here. Definitely. Like, this is their debut SummerSlam. Talk about a well-oiled machine. That's exactly what they are. Nikki just came back from injury. Good for her, but I don't think she's got, she's had enough matches to really prepare for this huge marquee match.
Right. I agree. My prediction, I'm going to say, I agree with you. I think Fatal Influence takes this. And then I also think in the aftermath, the Bellas are going to turn on Paige and basically sort of make her the scapegoat for the loss.
Yeah.
Gunther and Nick Aldis. This one, this has the makings of a really good match. Nick Aldis can go. I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm excited to see him back in the ring because, I loved his stuff in the NWA and back in TNA when he was Magnus. Man, I think this is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I was a Magnus guy too. I'm definitely looking forward to this. Nick hasn't wrestled in years, so there's a lot of people in the WWE bubble that had no idea he was even a wrestler. So
Right.
he's gonna surprise some people, and I think Gunther is going to win this because
I do too.
yeah, Nick he kind of brushed himself off. Like, I got nothing to lose if I lose. In my mind,
Yeah.
well, I mean, are you trying to trick us and really surprise us with something? I don't know. This is his first match back. It's at SummerSlam. It's at a huge show. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it to Gunther here, easily.
I agree. I think Gunther's going to grind out a win here. And I'm wondering, because they've been teasing friction, over the months. I'm wondering if somehow they are going to set up potentially a match between Aldis and Adam Pearce. And I'm almost wondering whether we're going to see some sort of possibly a Survivor Series type of thing. Team Aldis and Team Pearce
Yeah.
at Survivor Series. I don't know. Just a thought. Because I do feel like there's been a little bit of Easter egg type friction between those two. And I wouldn't mind eventually seeing an Aldis Adam Pearce match. I think it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Singles match for the Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan defending against Io Sky. This should be another really good one. Who you got?
For real. Io Sky and Liv Morgan. Who do I got winning? I feel like Liv Morgan is gonna win due to shenanigans.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I love Io, but I don't know if she's got any friends behind her, Rhea's gone, Asuka's gone, Kyrie's gone. Who does she have?
Yep.
She's got
Yeah,
herself.
she's kind of an island unto herself these days. So
Yeah.
I think Liv retains, but it's not going to be without some shenanigans, like you said. Hell in a Cell, Obafemi and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Yeah. This is like a throwback match right here.
Yeah.
This is going to be great. Who do I got winning? I'm going to have to go with Obafemi here.
Yeah. Same here.
There's rumors going around that this is Brock's last match, and it very well could be in his hometown.
Yeah.
In Hell in a Cell, you want to go out with a bang, so it makes sense. One thing I know for certain, this is going to be super entertaining. I mean, this whole match card, I haven't seen one match I'm not really looking forward to.
Same here. Same here. I do feel like they have really set up a very solid show here. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think Oba goes over. I think there will be a mutual respect moment at the end, and I think Brock rides off into the sunset because he's got nothing left to prove, and really all he wants to do is just be on his farm. So let the guy have his final moment and go do his thing.
Yeah.
So, singles match for the undisputed WWE Championship. CM Punk defending against Cody Rhodes.
I got CM Punk winning. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. My prediction, Punk retains, possibly by disqualification. I'm hoping for a Cody heel turn. Heel Cody is best Cody.
Yeah. I hope it's clean, but I do hope something happens after.
Yeah. I just feel like that they've been sort of loosely teasing the Cody heel turn for a while. I feel like the fans are starting slowly to kind of turn on Cody a bit. I think it's time. But, again, what do I know? I'm just a fan.
Yeah, see what happens.
So, yeah, exactly. So moving on to night 2, Sunday. We've got a 5-way ladder match for the interim WWE Women's Championship. This is the first time that I can recall WWE doing an interim title. UFC does it all the time. But can you remember another interim title?
I mean, I want to think about the World Heavyweight Championship in like the mid 2000s, but I can't really pinpoint.
Yeah, it's been a while. If it's happened before, it hadn't happened in a good bit of time.
I remember 2011 when CM Punk walked out of WWE. John Cena was the WWE champion, but Punk, his contract expired, and he was the WWE champion. So there was that situation. That might be the last time.
Yeah. So anyway, we've got Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill versus Chelsea Green versus Charlotte Flair versus Julia or Lash Legend. I don't think the final two have been decided. So who you got among those women?
This is for the Women's Championship. Okay.
Yeah, for the interim Women's Championship.
Rhea Ripley's title.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Jade Cargill here. She just seems like the most qualified out of this bunch right now. Like the most logical,
I'm going out on a limb here. I'm going to say Chelsea Green.
I knew you were going to say that.
Really?
Chelsea, yeah. Once you said, you know what, I'm going to go out on a limb here, Like that, I would love to see that. I don't know if they're gonna do it. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't know if now's the time.
Yeah, I don't either, but I feel like she deserves something with some meat on it that she can really kind of do her thing with, and I think even a short women's championship run would just be. I really can't think of a lot of people more deserving. She has been working her ass off, and yeah, I think I'm going to go with Chelsea. I'm probably wrong, but I mean, I'd love to see it.
If it happens, I already know she'd kill it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
oh for sure. Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. They're doing this as a human monies on a pole match, with with the winner keeping the supposed $100,000 that Danhausen stole from the Judgment Day. Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is.
I think Danhausen's gonna win. I think he's still
Yeah.
undefeated, so they probably don't. He's probably gonna win. But I love Dominic Mysterio. He's like one of my favorites.
Yeah. I mean, I'll agree with you. I'm going to say Danhausen wins primarily just to pop the crowd. And really losing to Danhausen doesn't hurt Dom in the least. I mean, personally, I'm not all that big on Danhausen wrestling this much. They've had him in some matches recently. He's not a bad worker, but I almost feel like they're having him wrestle too much.
Really?
You know, what do you think?
I mean, I see him a lot in backstage segments. I don't. I don't think he's. I mean, when he first came in, he wasn't wrestling at all.
Right.
Um, I don't think they're overexposing him in the ring. Um, I think people just kind of have to still like. People have definitely warmed up to him by now, easily.
Oh, for
He's got the
sure.
crowd behind him.
Yeah.
But I don't. I mean, he doesn't come off as like a workhorse wrestler right now. You know, he doesn't seem overexposed
No.
or anything like that. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Penta versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship. Man, this one has the very real possibility of being match of the weekend. I mean,
Took it right out of my mouth. Yeah. No matter who wins, it's going to be a good one. Oh man, I think Chad Gable's going to take this one. I mean, they've got
I do too.
Chad Gable was Penta's first opponent when he debuted in WWE on Raw, and
Yep.
Chad Gable's never won the Intercontinental title. He had that whole storyline in AAA and unmasking and apologizing to everyone. It's in his hometown. His friends and family, they're going to be there. I'm going to have to go with Chad Gable.
I agree. You know, and again, you know, I am so glad to see the push that he is getting. You know, I mean that whole storyline and the match, that the blow off match he had with Kaiser in AAA was just, I mean, that was just poetry. And you know, so again, you know, he is somebody that is so deserving of this, and I'm glad to see the company finally doing right by him, because, you know, over the years he has been overlooked and neglected. I mean, I remember when Vince saddled him with that Shorty G gimmick.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm so glad to see Chad Gable in the position he's in. You know, if nothing else, just getting this kind of push is just tremendous.
You love to see it. He's persevered.
Absolutely. Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor to determine the number one contender for the Undisputed Championship. Who you got?
I love what Sammy's been doing recently. Big fan of Sammy.
Yeah.
Um, wow. I'm gonna have to go with Sami Zayn here. He's probably gonna do something slimy, something unorthodox. But Finn, he does kind of go hard at SummerSlam. His debut SummerSlam, we all know what happened. He won the
Yep.
Universal Championship 10 years ago now. So
Yep.
it'd be a good time to
Yep.
win this match, but I'm gonna have to stick with Sami Zayn here.
Yeah, this is a match I could see easily going either way. I'm gonna say that Finn goes over, and basically it'll be used to sort of further the Sammy Injustice storyline. Because he's had all the justice for Sammy. I've been screwed repeatedly. So why not? And perhaps even have it end in a semi-controversial fashion, just to further fire up Sammy.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love both guys, and this is a match I could really be happy with either person winning. I just think it's going to be a great match, regardless. I think these two guys will both really bring it and really put on a show.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Trick Williams and Baron Corbin for the United States Championship.
Okay, so Baron
This
Corbin.
is gonna be another fun one.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun because they're so different. They're
Yeah.
so different, like their personalities.
Yep.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Okay, so Corbin just came back. It'd be a bad look if he lost this match.
Yep.
I think Baron Corbin's gonna win. I think
Yep.
Trick is just, yeah. I mean, I think he's been a great champion, but I don't think he needs it.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking the same thing. Trick has established himself well enough now on the main roster that he doesn't really need a belt.
Yeah.
He's I mean the guy is just so loaded with talent and charisma, and I actually feel like Trick and Yachty will potentially do even better if they've got something to chase. So put the belt on Corbin and perhaps continue that feud a little ways, and just sort of give Trick and Yachty something like I said, something to chase, something to go after, and I think we can really have some fun stuff coming up with that.
Yeah.
And then, main event of night 2, Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who you got?
Okay. I want Seth Rollins to win. And I'm going to have to stick with Seth Rollins. That's Mr. SummerSlam right there. We don't need another 4,000-day title reign or 3,000, whatever it was. Like, no. Seth Rollins is going to win. That I'm locking that in.
I'm thinking, I would prefer to see Rollins win, but I actually feel like Roman is going to retain here, for 2 reasons. One, he's never beaten Rollins in a title type of situation, and I also feel like that belt isn't going anywhere until he faces Oba at Mania. So I think we're going to see Roman hang on to the belt until Mania and then drop it to Oba.
Okay. I don't see that happening. I'm not going to lie. I can see
Okay.
Rollins winning, and I can see maybe a program with Braun Breaker. Now, I don't know if Braun wins, but that's what I see.
That would be good too. But
Yeah.
in a way, though, I mean, he and Braun Breaker just had their program, so
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, it would be rehashing something that's already been done kind of recently. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't have a problem with it because I think the two of them have good chemistry. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out. Obviously.
Yeah. And I was way off with that 3 or 4,000 day. It was 1,316 days. It came to me.
Nice, nice. So before we wrap all of this up, do you have any upcoming shows or anything at all that you want to give some hype to?
Yep. I was talking about the frat house show earlier. That'll be
Yeah.
at the Theta Chi frat house in Athens, Georgia on August 18th. I'm really looking forward to that. Um, and my next wrestling show should be August 1st at Slowport for One Fall Wrestling. So, hey, be there. Be there, hear about it. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely. Well, as far as what we've got coming up on the Throwdown,
Ooh,
this
There we
this
go.
coming Monday, August the 3rd, 7 p.m. Eastern, we have the return to the Throwdown of Chris Del Rey, a compatriot of yours from here in the great state of Georgia. I had him on a while back, and a lot has changed for him in the meantime, and I'm definitely excited to catch up and hear what the latest is with old Chris.
Yeah, he was in that match in the frat
Yeah.
house. Me, him, Parker Lee, and Jason Esquire tore
Yeah,
that house down. Yeah, he can go. He can go.
he can. He's a good dude.
Very
And
nice.
then next Wednesday, the 5th, we have a wrestler from out of the great state of New York, the Power Snake, Sebastian Braun. And as far as things stand right now, I am actually booked up through the month of August and through the first couple of weeks of September. So right now I'm booked roughly a rolling 6 weeks out. There is a lot of cool stuff coming, so definitely keep an eye on my socials. And for those of you that have been watching this live, thank you. For those of you that'll be seeing this on replays and such, thank you for that. If you like what we've got going here, definitely do the old like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next Monday night with Chris Del Rey, be good to each other, love each other, and let's keep throwing down.